What's up, guys? This is Big D, and once again, you're watching Big D Films. This is day 3 of my Traverse City Grand Traverse area 5-year anniversary special. As you can see, it's raining like crazy. I kind of already knew going into today that I was going to have to deal with this, but it does look like it's right around this area and right around towards home, but everywhere in between looks like it might be all right. So I kind of just have to get out of this area, and then by the time I get home, well, I'm almost home, I ain't gonna care anyway. So we got rain gear, you know, partially on. I'm gonna get the rest of it on here in a minute. Got this thing all waterproofed as best as I can get it, and we're kind of just gonna have to go with it. I do have at least 2 locations for the day that I want to stop at. One is very significant to this trip. It's very important to me. And the other is just somewhere that I was trying to get to 5 years ago, and I didn't get a chance. I didn't quite make it. So I don't want to tell you exactly what those places are just yet. I want to just kind of be a surprise. So I want you guys to stick around, join me for this very wet and cold ride. Luckily, you guys aren't going to have to put up with any of that. It's just me. I'm doing it for you. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to saddle up on the bike. Me and Grim are going to hit the road. So stick around. There's a lot of riding to do today. Alright, guys, where I'm sitting at now is very important to me because of this trip and the original trip 5 years ago. Now, I'm just kind of sitting off to the side of the road at this little garage here, but the reason this place is so significant is that this is the exact place, the exact location where this trip came to end 5 years ago. Excuse me. This is where the Undertaker came to rest, specifically right about where this dozer is. This is where the throttle cable for the Undertaker broke and we coasted to a stop right here. That's where that journey ended 5 years ago. We ended up having to get the flatbed, pick the Undertaker up, take it all the way back to Traverse City, and when I was talking yesterday at Classic Motorsports Harley-Davidson, that's where we took the bike back to, and their service department was closed, so we couldn't get it fixed that day. Luckily, my folks, my mom and my dad, they came up and they picked me up and they drove me all the way back home. But we had to leave the Undertaker behind. We had to go and trailer it back home, you know, after that. Well, because of that, again, this is where that journey ended 5 years ago. And something about that has always bugged me ever since. It was my first real big trip like that, kind of on my own. It was the first 3 videos that I put together for Big D Films and for, you know, this channel. And it wasn't the way I wanted it to end. You know, it didn't seem right. It didn't feel right. You know? Kind of felt like at that point, kind of had some unfinished business ever since. Well, here we are 5 years later, and the Undertaker isn't here, but Grim is. And Grim has the opportunity to finish what the Undertaker couldn't. Grim has the opportunity of finishing what the Undertaker started 5 years ago. This isn't going to be like that. Today, we have the opportunity to right that wrong. We have the chance to finish this journey 5 years in the making. So, I'm gonna saddle back up and we're gonna hit on down the road. From here, I have one other location that I'd like to stop at before we start making our way the rest of the way back home, and that's a place that I've been to several times, but in the history of things, especially the channel, I've been there several times, so I figured it'd be kind of cool to stop there, you know, on the way back home. So, with that being said, we're gonna jump on the bike, we're gonna hit the road. Stay tuned, guys, there's more of this ride to come. Well, guys, anybody who's been watching my channel for quite some time, you'll know where we're at. You know what town this is. This is Baldwin. And Baldwin is where I've been coming to for the last several years for the annual Blessing of the Bikes event. But as you can see, no Blessing of the Bikes. Matter of fact, only one bike, mine. But other than that, this town almost looks like about a ghost town to me. You know, I've never been here other than the fact of when it is Blessing of the Bikes time. I've obviously have never seen it so quiet. But I mean, again, I'm on my way home, and I wanted to come here 5 years ago when I originally did this trip, because it's a little out of the way, but not by much. And I just kind of wanted to see it in, I guess, its natural state, the way it normally is. And so, again, as far as the history goes and the history of this channel goes, even before I started this channel, I started recording our trips up here to Baldwin for the Blessing of the Bikes in 2012. So I filmed, gosh, had to have been 3 or 4 trips, and those are on the original Freedom Cruisers channel. They're still up there to this day. And then after that, I started filming them for my own channel. So I believe it was starting in 2016. I started coming up here and filming the Baldwin trips for my channel, the Big D Films channel. And I've been up here every year since, with the exception of 2018. And they canceled the Blessing of the Bikes this year. So I didn't come up for that. But still, Blessing of the Bikes or not, since 2012, I've only missed coming to Baldwin 1 year, and that was 2018. And again, Blessing of the Bikes or not, 2020, I've still made it to Baldwin. I still made it. Yes! So, anyways, I just wanted to stop by for a few minutes, warm my fingers up a little bit, and then Grim and I, we're gonna get back on the road and start heading towards home. I don't know what else it is that we're going to come across, what else we might see on the way home, but we've got a few more 100 miles, so stick around. This day ain't over yet. Well, guys, I had to make a stop. I had to do it. In the little town of Remus right now, I mean, this is really about it. You kind of see it right here. But I got some water in my boots when it was raining. I was trying to ignore it, but my socks got wet. Therefore, my toes were literally starting to freeze, I think. So I just had to at least try to change out my socks, and you know, and I got gas too while I was at it. I was trying to go further than this. I was trying to get further than this and stop here in a little while, but I couldn't. My toes and my fingers just couldn't take it anymore. So again, just try to change out my socks. You know, just try to warm up my toes. I mean, the inside of the boots are still a little damp, but it's, you know, there ain't really anything I can do about that right now. But at least the drier socks, they'll help a little bit anyway. So it was just a quick update, and now that I got gas, hopefully I can withstand this cold, and we can go quite a ways now. So I'll update you guys again at the next stop, wherever that might be. Well, guys, we've made our way to, or back to, Owasso. Stopped for a quick bite here at the Wendy's. Haven't hit any more rain, luckily. But there is some on the radar I might hit on the way back. I'm not sure. But I'm gearing up for what should be the last leg of this trip. I say should be because, again, if my hands get to the point where they're too cold and I can't grab the throttle or the brake or the clutch, then I may have to stop one more time. But hopefully that won't be the case, and then from here it's back to home. But again, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm just kind of taking it as it comes. So the sun is trying to peek out. It really is. It's trying its damnedest to try to come out, and it just can't. It can't. It wants to. I want it to too, but it just can't. So again, we've got just what should be the last leg of this trip, and I should finally be back home. It's been, I mean, weather aside, as cold as it was and the rain, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to do this all over again. So, and I'm glad that you guys have stuck around to watch and to take this journey with me. It's greatly appreciated. So, all right, I'm gonna quit jabbering. I'm gonna get all of my gear back on, and I'm gonna head out. So stick around, and I'll have something to say at the very end of this video. Well, guys, finally made it back home. Man, it was a fun weekend. Weather aside, still being able to, go to the sand dunes and tour around there. And by the time it was all said and done, we've got ourselves, nearly 900 miles in those 3 days, averaging out about 300 miles a day. So it was definitely a ride, and I tell you what, my hands are feeling it. I haven't done anything like this in quite a while, so not quite used to it. Still hit a little bit more rain on the way home, but I didn't even care at that point. It's like, you know what, I'm going home, I'll change or whatever when I get there. I don't care. Not a big deal. Definitely was a lot of fun, and Grim did awesome. Performed like a champ all weekend long. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy with everything, the way it turned out. Again, weather aside, it was still a lot of fun. I still really enjoyed that, and I feel like I finally finished something. I finished what I started 5 years ago. 5 years in the making, and we finally finished this journey. And what a journey it was. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming up next. Whatever the ride videos are. Oh, excuse me, I got lines, don't I? Ignore that. So you know when the next videos come out, whether it's a ride video, there's only going to be probably a couple more of them this year, or whether it's Shattered Glass Saloon or whether it's Road Stories. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. Plus, if you haven't subscribed yet and you would like to help me celebrate 5 years here at Big D Films, make sure you subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers by the end of this month. I think that would be a cool little anniversary thing for the channel, to be able to hit 200 subscribers. So I guess that's it for the 3-day Traverse City, Grand Traverse area 5-year anniversary special. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. And until next time, I am Big D. You've been watching Big D Films. And until next time, we'll catch you down the road.